In this video, I'm going to show you the best ways to protect your base in Roblox Steal a Brainrot. From the best items to the best strats, this video has everything you need to make sure you never get stolen from again. Make sure to watch to the end to see the pro ways I protect my Brainrots. Alright guys, so the first tip that I am going to go over is actually the most obvious and secure way that you can keep all of your super rare Brainrots safe, and that is to have an alternate account to store some of your most valuable Brainrots. Now, I personally have, I think about like 4 or 5 different accounts that all have different Brainrot gods, different secrets all over it, so that way all of my stuff stays safe. I do not go into public lobbies with a lot of my like super rare stuff. The most that you will see me in a public lobby with is probably some Brainrot gods, like some Tralalas, and maybe an O Din Din Dun or two. I think, yeah, I have one right here from my previous video. Overall, I do not keep a lot of super rare Brainrots in my base. If we head on over to one of my accounts, this is my third account that I use to hold Brainrots. Basically, what you can see from here is that I have some gold Tralalas, some more O Din Din Duns, and then some more Tralalas. This is mainly just so that way I have enough space to steal stuff from my main account, but it is also helpful to make sure that some of your most secret and special Brainrots never ever get stolen. Another way to make sure that none of your stuff gets stolen guaranteed is also to just get a private server. So a private server on Roblox for Roblox Steal a Brainrot will cost you about 80 Robux every single month. So if you spend 500 Robux or about $5, you will get about 6 months of Roblox Steal a Brainrot private servers. So overall, it is a very good deal just to make sure that, none of your Brainrots get stolen. You have a nice base where, you can just look on the line for any Brainrots that are coming in. But, obviously, you're not going to find every single Brainrot in this line. There's going to be some that are going to be impossible to find. So something that you can do to make sure that all of your stuff stays safe is obviously just go up and lock your base. Now, the amount of time that you get for locking your base does vary depending on what rebirth level you are. So right now I am rebirth level 10, which means that it will take 160 seconds, which is almost 3 entire minutes of locked Brainrots. So basically every 3 minutes, or every, I think it's like 2.5 minutes, I have to come back and hit the button so that way it does get locked again. So just make sure that you are doing that and you are keeping track of how much time is on your timer while you are stealing Brainrots. Now, whenever you are trying to press your button, there are going to be people who are going to stop you. People will put different traps and stuff on top. They will freeze you so that way you cannot lock your base and they will steal your Brainrots. So another thing that I will say is be careful of where you are pressing your button. Depending on the amount of floors and the overall rebirth level that you are, you will have a couple of different options as to where you can press your button. So right now I'm on the first floor of my base. There is a button there that I can press. If we head on up to the second layer, you will see there is another button. And then if we head all the way up to the third layer, there is a third button. Now obviously this third button is going to be the most secure and safe place that you can hit your button, because it is the hardest to get in. But not everyone is going to have the third level, as you do need to get rebirth level 10, so that might take you a while. Or if you have rebirth level 11, you also have the third floor base. But overall, just making sure that you are pressing it in the 2 different spots, or even 3 if you have it, just so that way you can confuse people of where you are, because people will try to trap you, they'll try to freeze you with the Medusa head, and they'll also will probably be invisible so you cannot see them. So yeah, just make sure that you are pressing your button in different spots so that way you are making sure your Brainrots are staying safe. Now, the next strategy that I'm going to tell you guys is actually one that is a little bit difficult to do, and that is placing your Brainrots. Now, in order to get your Brainrots into a certain position, it is going to take a little bit of work. So let's say that I wanted this Tralala to be right here. I would have to have someone else come up and steal the Brainrot from this position. I would have to then fill up every single other position in my entire base, which means every single spot right here, as well as every single spot up in the second floor. So I would have to fill up this spot as well in order to put it right here. But the benefit to doing this is that you are going to make your Brainrots a little bit harder to steal. So if we come up to my third floor of my base, you can see that this Tralala is definitely a lot less likely to get stolen Then if we head on down to the first floor and say this O didn't done, for example, this O didn't done, since it is on my first floor, someone can really easily just pick it up, instantly run out to the base, run over, let's say this was their base right here, and that would be an easy steal for them. So something you want to make sure that you are looking out for is the position that your Brainrots are in, so that way they do not get stolen easily. Now the next thing I'm going to talk about is the best items in order to make sure that your base is secured. So if we head on over to the shop, you obviously can use pretty much all of these to make sure that your base is secure, but a couple of good ones that you're going to want to grab is the trap, the invisibility cloak, the Medusa's head, the all-seeing turret, and then any slap or sword that you have. I'm just going to use the glitch slap because it is the best slap that I have right now. Now, each of these 5 items is going to be good in their own way in order to stop people from stealing your Brainrots. So let's go over them one by one so that way you know how to use each one effectively, starting off with the basic trap. Now, if you watched my last video, we actually did use this to actually get people's Brainrots, but it is equally as good as stopping people from getting your Brainrots. Let's say that I did not want anyone to steal my O didn't done. Basically, in order to use the trap, I would have to face towards the O didn't done, look exactly at it, because the trap actually places where you are looking. So if I go ahead, click, it will place it right underneath, and then if somebody tries to come up and steal the Brainrot, they will get trapped. They will not be able to steal it, and it will be a lot easier for me to stop them from stealing it. Because also, whenever you are trapped, you cannot respawn instantly, you cannot pick up any Brainrots, you have to basically just sit there or leave the game. And like I said before, this is something that I went over in my last video, where we used the brand new body swap position item in order to steal Brainrots from people, so make sure you guys go check out that video so you can see how to use this in order to steal Brainrots. But yeah, you can also just use the trap to stop people from stealing your Brainrots. But obviously, that is not going to be the best way to stop it. That is only a $1,000 trap. Obviously, the next thing that you're going to want to pick up is the invisibility cloak. Now, I don't think I need to tell you why the invisibility cloak is a must-buy in order for stopping people from stealing your Brainrots. Literally makes you faster, turns you invisible. You're able to hit your button while you are fully invisible. Just make sure you're aware of where you are while you are invisible, so that way you can do it. And also, whenever you are using the invisibility cloak, make sure you are being careful on these stairs and the ladder, because it can glitch out and will cause you to fall down if you do it at a wrong angle or do it too fast like that. As you can see, I literally fell down while I was just trying to go up the stairs. So also something that you can do is just deactivate it. So let's say you are running around, you can go up, deactivate it for a quick second, make sure that doesn't happen. Make sure you're using that in a pinch. Let's say your base is right about to unlock, you want to hit the button up top, because you've hit the button down below a couple of times, it is going to be easier for you to unequip it and then re-equip it, so that way people can't know where you are. Now, the next thing I'm going to show you in order to stop people from stealing your Brainrots is actually the Medusa head. Now, the Medusa head is also very good at making sure that you are stealing Brainrots, basically freezing people before they can hit your button. So make sure to watch out for that, like I said before. But you can also use it to stop people from stealing your Brainrots in the best way possible. So I have my alt account here. He is holding one of my Brainrots that he has just stolen. And if I click the button, it will instantly make them drop whatever Brainrot they were holding, so that way they cannot keep stealing it. And it automatically does it in a radius. So whoever is in this red radius right here is going to get stopped. They're going to get frozen. So it is basically the best guaranteed way in order to stop people from stealing your Brainrots, and it is very helpful. Now, the next thing is going to be the Sentry Turret. So you can go ahead and place these. These work exactly the same as a trap. It depends on where you are looking. So let's say I want to place it right on top of my Giraffa Celestia right here. You can go ahead, look right at it, click it, and then it will place a sentry right there. Now, what this is going to do is it is going to stay here. It is going to stay and shoot at anyone who even gets close and make them stun for a little bit. So if my ult account were to come over here and get shot by this, it would basically make them stun, invulnerable, and make it so that way any Brainrot they were holding is going to get dropped. So it's very helpful at stopping people from stealing your Brainrots. So make sure you are using this item, because you can also replace it. You can move it to different spots, but you can only have one up at a time. Make sure you're using that to your best knowledge. And yeah, that one is going to be very good at stopping people from stealing your Brainrots. And then obviously the last thing that you're going to want is any type of slap. You can also use the regular bat that comes whenever you spawn in. So you can go ahead, hit people who are trying to steal your Brainrots. but it is best to get the best slap or the sword that you have, because then you can hit them and they will go super, super far. Ooh, there's a Giraffe Celestial right here. Let's go ahead and purchase that. That's also one of the perks of being in a private server, is no one will fight you over getting the Brainrot gods or the secrets that spawn. So overall, pretty nice. But yeah, just make sure that you have any type of slap or sword on you, so that way you can slap away people who are trying to steal your Brainrots. That way they cannot get it. And basically just bully them, slap them wherever they want, or wherever you want, sorry. So that way they will not steal any of your Brainrots. Oh my gosh, I forgot how far the glitch slap really sends people. It really sends them flying. Anyways, that's going to be it for this video, guys. If you guys did like this video and want to see more, make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you're new, as it really does help me out a lot. And also, comment your Roblox username. I'm going to be giving away some free Tralileo Tralilas and Duns, and maybe even some secrets to people who comment their Roblox username and friend me on Roblox. So make sure you guys are doing that. Anyways, that's enough from me. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.